Welcome to Caseback Watches. My name is Tim, and in this episode I'd like to speak about Frederique Constant. Why Frederique Constant? Yes, because there is some sort of debate, especially on YouTube, and I think only on YouTube. And there are some people who despise the brand Frederique Constant, and they say this is dog shit, and then they start to yell Rolex, Rolex, Rolex. But if you scan or check the boards, the forums, then you find actual owners of Frederique Constant watches, and they're tend to be happy with their watches. In fact, I haven't found one single complaint about manufacturing quality or customer service or something like that. And so my assumption is there is something valuable in the brand Frederique Constant and in their products. And to me, their products were completely new. So I had to make some research, and I've bought two entry-level Frederique Constant for this video. I will show you them in the lightbox, and then we can find out together if it's worth it, if it's worth the money. In the second half of the video, I'd like to talk a little bit about resale value. Then we can make a comparison between the resale value of a Frederique Constant, for example, and another famous brand, Rolex, Rolex. But before we go in the lightbox, let me give you quick information about the brand Frederique Constant. Founded 1988 in Switzerland as a rather small manufacturer, and they did well back then, collected some capital, and in 2002 they've bought Alpina, another very interesting brand, by the way, for this channel. I have a certain model in mind, hard to pick, hard to buy, but I will manage this for the next month, I think. So 2002 they've bought Alpina, and in 2016 they've sold everything to Citizen. And now Frederique Constant and Alpina are part of the Citizen group. And you cannot see this in their watches necessarily because the brand itself is independent, but the business structure is owned by Citizen. So this is the current situation. And now Frederique Constant produce a wide variety of watches, entry-level to very advanced high-end level watches. I've picked two entry-level watches of the classic line because I think this is sort of the backbone of the brand, and I think it's harder to produce a decent watch on a budget. I mean, producing a really expensive watch, a high-end watch, then you have other resources. This is another situation. But the day-to-day watch on a budget, this can be tough. Okay, without further ado, let's go in the lightbox. Let's examine those pieces. Okay, here we are with the first watch, Frederique Constant Classic. And what we see here is a very modern dress watch, very contemporary when it comes to the size. We're looking at a case diameter of 40 millimeters, lug width is 20, case height is 10 and a smidgen, so it's a very slender and comfortable watch. The crystal is sapphire, the case back is polished steel, bracelet steel, then you have this type of clasp, I don't know how to call it, double folded clasp maybe, and so very standard, very basic, entirely polished the case, and I must say feels pretty good and sits very comfortable on the wrist. I will show you this in a minute. But let's discuss first the dial. We have a blue dial here, very attractive I must say, together with the Roman numerals, very attractive dial. The logo, the Frederique Constant, in my eyes is a little bit, I don't know, it seems a little bit Patecish. Patecish is a little bit too long, but okay, I don't want to be over picky here. And inside ticks a cylinder movement, so very basic. The retail price for this watch is about 850 euros, which makes very roughly 900 US dollars. Yeah, and again, feels very solid. If you see the bracelet, and so I'm very happy with it. I'm comfortable with that. It doesn't feel like a cheap watch. But now let's operate it. And there you can feel something what I don't like with affordable watches. It's hard to show you this. First, operating the watch is very simple. This is the quick set for the date, position number 1, and position number 2, of course, then is setting the time. Hackable movement, as you can see. Second hand has stopped and provides hand winding as well. And so overall good looking watch. But what I don't like with these affordable watches is the feel of the movement. I know this sounds overly picky, but sometimes it feels a little, I don't know how to describe this. There is a little resistance, and I don't know, it doesn't feel luxury, if this makes any sense, maybe not. But sometimes I'm over picky with the feel of movements. I know this is nerdy as hell, but yeah, I can't help myself. Although the cylinder movement inside this watch, it's a well-proved and reliable and very robust and precise movement. It's good piece of machinery, no problem with that. But the feel, man, the feel is not so beautiful. And so, these are the basic informations about this watch. Let's put it on the wrist. Okay, here it is. Let me take the camera. Yeah, this is, for me, a smidgen too big. 40 millimeters for me is a smidgen too big, but as you can see, it sits very, very good on the wrist. See that? Very comfortable, very slender, and overall, really good look, but this makes the blue dial. But yeah, I have to say, the blue dial together with the Roman numerals, it's a really, really, really good looking watch. And I've tested this a day or so, and it's very accurate, runs without any problems. And you can pick up those watches here on the used market for about 500 euros. Or let's say 450 even. So we're talking about roughly 500 US dollars. And for 500 US dollars, I mean, this thing here is good as new. It's not a bad deal, I would say. Not a bad deal. But okay, let's go to the second watch, the second Frederique Constant. Let me put this away. Second watch, the same line, but this time gold plated with some sort of rose gold. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, yeah, yeah, or even pink gold. And I must say, I don't know if the camera catches this exactly, but this is stunning, stunning view here, really stunning view. And the dimensions are equal, and so we're looking again 40 millimeters in case diameter, case height is 10, very slender watch, lug width is 20, but of course leather strap here is the tag, and a normal, pretty normal buckle with the brand logo on it. The strap quality is, yeah, I don't know why they do this printed alligators. Every time I see this, looks super, super cheap. Okay, but let's discuss the dial a little bit. Or let's put the watches together, then we can compare a little bit. There you can see it, very similar in size. And again, you have here these Roman numerals together with a texture in the inner dial. Oh, this is very beautiful, man. Oh, I must say, those are beautiful, good-looking watches, right? Really, really cool, really cool. And the case back is, again, similar to this one, without decoration, printed informations. Yeah, not very interesting, to be frank. And inside, again, there is a cylinder movement, and I'm pretty sure that with the same feel. Feels a little bit better. What's going on? Let's set the time. Again, no, again, this feels a little bit toyish, and the watch snob in me doesn't like the feel of the movement, but the look of the watch is pretty good. Pink gold, look at this. Yeah, there's really a difference between rose gold and pink gold. And many people are against gold plating. I don't see it so strict. I mean, this is a watch for, let's say, for younger gentlemen. And if you are on a budget, if you're a student, then you cannot afford, of course, gold. And then gold plating is, in my eyes, it's not a problem. Absolutely not a problem. So let's put it on the wrist. Yeah. Would be better with a pale skin. I'm a little bit tan now from the sun, and so you have a lack of contrast between my skin and the metal and the pink gold. And the strap, look at this, it's not very comfortable. The strap's really shit. But yeah, good looking watch. But I could imagine this pretty good on another strap. Dark brown, chocolate, coffee, something like that, some color like that strap. Then it would be even better, but it's a good look, really good looking watch. A little bit too big for my wrist, 40 millimeters. I prefer 36. That's why I'm wearing the Datejust, one of my favorite watches. But yeah, overall, let's make a farewell shot, and then we're done here, right? Okay, farewell chat. Thank you, dear watches, for being part of this video. And now let's go back. Following situation, you are together with a Rolex owner and you wearing a Zenith, right? A Zenith. The Rolex owner then tells you, your Zenith, if you have to sell this, then you will receive only 60% of the retail price. This is a really bad resale value. I'm wearing my Rolex, and if I have to cash this in, if I have to sell this, then I will receive my 100% of the retail price. Let's imagine this is a Daytona, something like that, or even 120% of the retail price I will receive when I have to sell my watch. And then he will convince you that this is superior, right? Superior. The problem is, it's not. It's not. The problem is you have to pay for this. You have to pay your price to get in the brand Rolex. You have to pay a price for that. You have to pay a price for the possibility to sell your watch at a very high price. This is the problem. So if you want to get in the brand, then you don't have to pay your 60% of the retail price on the used market. No, you have to pay your 100% of the retail price, even on the used market, or even more. And so the difference between the price you have to pay for Rolex and the price you will receive for Rolex is zero. Zero sometimes. And so the high resale value tells you nothing. What is important for you is the price you have to pay to get in, right? And if you decide, I don't want the Daytona, I want the Zenith El Primero, then you have to pay only 60% to get in possession of that Zenith El Primero. You don't have to pay 100%. So it's very cheap to buy yourself in the brand. And so again, the difference between the price you have to pay and the price you get for the watch is, again, zero. That's it. That's zero. Other situation, of course, is if you are the guy who buys only from an AD. Because then you have to pay always 100% of the retail price. And then in fact, the resale value is important for you. And I think sometimes people want to fool you with a big resale value and without telling you that you have to pay for this. You have to pay for this resale value. Okay, and that's all. That's enough information for now. I hope you find this valuable. Please tell me in the comments if it's useful for you, or if you have any additions, then I would be glad to hear from you. And if you want to see something more, some more pictures, then please join me on Instagram, Caseback Tim. And now let me thank you very much for your attention, and maybe until next time.